I woke up that morning to an empty bed and a note hastily scribbled on the back of an old receipt. I need some time to think. It was unlike her to vanish without a word, but I chalked it up to needing space after our intense fight the night before. We'd been arguing about everything lately, her late nights, unexplained absences, and the scent of unfamiliar cologne that lingered on her clothes. I tried to push the nagging doubts aside, telling myself she'd come back when she was ready to talk. Weeks passed with no sign, no calls, no texts. My mind raced through every possible scenario, each more desperate than the last, until I received a message from a mutual friend. She's back in town. My heart skipped and sank at the same time. I rushed to her apartment, only to be met with a sight I never expected. There she stood, radiant and smiling, a sparkling ring on her finger, and a man I'd never seen before at her side. "Meet my husband," she said, her voice steady, as if she hadn't just shattered everything I thought I knew. The room spun as I tried to process her words. A month, 30 days, was all it took for her to erase what we had and start anew. They'd met during a business trip, she explained casually, while I stood there, a silent spectator to my own heartbreak. I wanted to scream, to demand answers, but the words wouldn't come. It felt like I was watching a movie of someone else's life, someone else's betrayal, but the pain in my chest was all too real. I stumbled out of her apartment, my mind a whirlwind of confusion and disbelief. How could she do this? Was it something I did, something I missed? As I walked aimlessly through the streets, the reality hit me. Her disappearance wasn't about needing space. It was about leaving me behind entirely. The internal conflict raged on. Was I more hurt by the betrayal itself, or by the realization that love could so easily turn to indifference? In that moment, I understood that moving on wasn't just about letting go of her. It was about finding the strength to forgive myself for holding on to someone who'd already let go.